Hello, everyone. Billy here. Today, I wanted to read to you from my book, How I Got on My Journey from Non Believer to Healer. Healer in quotes because, in truth, I believe we are all healers, but I didn't always know that or believe it. So, sharing on how I got on my journey, some amazing things happened in my life. I was truly blessed connecting with spirit where some amazing messages came through. So let me just read you even the back of the book. So this is a book to inspire self-healing and spiritual awakening. Included are conversations, exercises, meditations, and inspirational guidance from ascended masters, angels, and beings of the highest light, such as Jesus, Archangel Michael, Abraham, and even Marilyn Monroe. These and more came through my clients to share messages of love and healing for humanity. So basically, I was truly blessed to have these visits and be able to talk face to face. And even though the material came from a few different sources, the majority of a close friend, both of us were single moms and just amazed at what was kind of happening in our lives and that we were chosen to even receive these messages. And although it was very much coaching and almost like I was so blessed to have these amazing beings come through and give me this high vibration healing messages. It was like therapy for me. At one point, I even considered Marilyn Monroe one of my shrinks. She was awesome, great sense of humor, so wise. And anyway, her and many others gave us beautiful messages that before not too long I knew they were meant to share. Some of the people were also, or beings, were collectives, large, high vibration collectives, ancient ones, they were called. There were messages about the planet, about love, about our relationships with people. So many things, so many things. Even helping us connect with our bodies, that whole mind-body connection, the law of attraction, and the spiritual law of attraction. So very exciting stuff. So I will start with chapter 1. So it's, a couple of chapters kind of leading up to the actual channelings that came through. And I just very much about trying to stick to the real deal and how it all really went down. So the first 3 chapters are background. And then as we begin to share the channelings, I just want you to kind of feel with that because by you hearing, thinking, reading, however it works, you're literally inviting that spirit, that guide, to be with you as well. So it's not just they came to me, but by you even hearing it, or whether you read it yourself, you're bringing them into your world. And I would love for you to just kind of feel with that, feel the words, and just really enjoy and see what messages you get for yourself. Okay? So chapter 1, tell a new story. Now, most of us have heard about the law of attraction by now, thanks to the great pioneers in the field. Now it's almost getting old. So why is it if so many of us know and understand this scientific and universal law, we still find ourselves resistant to change? I hear people every day say, yeah, I know all about that. I read the book or I watched a movie, but, and then comes the list of excuses. And I know because I had plenty of my own. I learned that it really does come down to science, namely energy and the balance of it. Everything is energy, including our thoughts and feelings. Now, in some of my studies, I even came across material where they mentioned back in the 1930s, scientists were already able to measure thoughts and feelings going through a steel wall. And it was recorded on a device on the other side. This is back before I really got into looking up these kind of things, so I don't have the exact source of that. But right now, there's so much material out on the scientific law of attraction. It's really about like attracts like. and the fact that you are an energy being. So, continue. We are spirit, an energetic, thinking and feeling being in a biological body. We have life force energy coursing through our physical bodies, enabling us to move, to think, to feel, to sense. This life force energy rides on our breath and contains information that gives your body and mind constant guidance and energetic fuel. It is you. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people recognize the mind-body connection. So let's put it in this way. When you are completely happy, in a state of bliss, you tend to be healthy and you attract good things to you. And at that time, your life force energy is flowing freely. If you know anything about chakras or our energy centers, that's when they're usually nicely balanced and everything's flowing freely. And you're literally that much closer to your higher self, your true state of being, the true you. When you are ill or down in the dumps, your body aches, or even in more serious cases of illness and disease, the energy is not flowing smoothly. There are blocks. Stress has actually left a dense energy, which over time manifested on the physical. And we do know now that, scientifically, all illness, the majority, can't say all, but 99% of illness first started with stress. It's the underneath cause. That's why in today's days, many doctors are finally recommending meditation, stress relief type stuff. So one of my favorite lines is, your body's always talking to you. Are you listening? Unfortunately, we become so disconnected from our bodies. But I think it's time, and we are waking up to that whole mind, body, spirit connection. So as far as the old way, when it comes to depression, anxiety, illness, and disease of any kind, they're actually an imbalance of energy. And then inadvertently, without knowing it, we end up feeding the negativity, this energy, this fear, whether loneliness, whatever it is, our toxic thoughts and our old belief systems, these beliefs that we cling on to that aren't healthy for us. They're underneath the illness. As a hypnotherapist, that was one of the major truths I came across. Every client, every single issue, whether it's something emotional, mental, or an actual physical illness, when you have your higher self bring you back to the origin, it always starts with something emotional or something mental, a thought belief system, from something you went through at some point. But you know what? I come from a very negative background also, and fear kind of ruled my world. So I know how it created and that everything I went through was because of my beliefs. And basically our resistance to change causes these unsettling feelings within our body, because at that moment, right, when you're in that belief, our thoughts are going against the natural flow of our life force energy, our spirit self or higher self, the one that knows all. So although our bodies are giving us all the right signals at the time, we often ignore it. We weren't taught how to listen to our body. And instead we take a pill, or we have a drink, or we blame it on our parents, our bosses, our lovers, on the economy, on this thing or that. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey. This knowing actually lies deep within the cells of your very being, your true self, underneath all that stuff. Basically, anything that has left a strong energetic imprint on you is recorded as a belief in your subconscious mind. That's basically, if you study how the mind works. You'll come across that in many books and teachings. So our beliefs can be either of ancestral nature, they could be handed down from generation to generation, or maybe it's something we heard or experienced. The best way to tell where you are on your path and how you're doing is to actually look all around you. Look at your surroundings, as they are a direct match to where you are in your thoughts. The people in your life are also reflecting back to you where you are on your beliefs. Matter of fact, it was an agreement between you before you even came to this world. Again, something I noticed with all my clients when they worked on their relationships. They found that usually they knew them way beyond even this life. And it was an agreement to help each other grow. So basically, the universe is a mirror, if you can look at it that way, always reflecting back to you where you are on your path. And you've attracted certain people to you in order for you to see the gift they bring. Perhaps it's a realization that the same story you keep telling is keeping you stuck in the same place. Perhaps the same story isn't working anymore. It's just pointing out to you your resistance. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to tell a new story. Now, if you don't like what you see and feel that's going on around you, take a deep breath and set a new intention. Your mind is so powerful, and all you need to do to change the energy is set a new intention. You can change the course of the energy, direct it to where you want, where your higher self is guiding you. Flip it. Call it forth. Follow your passions. Act on inspired thought and have fun. Now, of course, I didn't always think this way. And that concludes Chapter 1.